more people who have been registered. So I'll just give it one more minute and then we'll kick off. It's being recorded anyway, so. We might start, and then if people join as we're going, that's all right. They can join and then either watch the bits that missed or just ask questions. So if you do have a question today, by all means, just throw it in the chat or stop me at any point by just taking yourself off mute and just ask me the question. But the goal of today is just to give you a bit of an overview of the Together Spatial website, how it works, the functions that are there for you to use, and how you can use it most effectively. So basically, when you log in, you'll get what we call the lobby page. And the lobby page is basically a quick summary page. So it has the menu at the top here, and it has a search bar, which is AI enhanced, and I'll show you that in a bit as well. So yeah, so we've got the menu. And then basically the rest of the page just gives you that summary. So we have, the top 5 feeds. We have the 5 most or soonest events. So obviously we've got this one here, which is the what we're on right now. Geo Rebels on tonight in Adelaide. Our points, lines and polygons next week, and then fungus up in Cairns next week. So you can scroll through those events. If you click on any of them, it'll take you to those events, and you can get more details, or you can click on the See All Events page, and it'll take you to the event start page. We've got a leaderboard here, which is it's just updated once a month. It's the people that are most active on the site throughout the month, and it basically is behind the scenes. There's a bit of a point system. If you click on something and open something, it just tallies up those points, and so we like to put them here. Who those people are. The next section on the lobby page is the discussions. And so once again, it's just a quick summary of the latest discussions that have been started. So you can click on any of those and then go directly to those discussions. We have the opportunities page. And so once again, we've got this summary here. That just shows you the latest jobs that are being fed, and I'll go into that more details about that. And then you can see people who have recently joined. So it just has a chronological order of people who have recently joined. So that page, that lobby page, as I said, is a bit of a summary. It can then take you to other things. You can go and look at the events that you've registered for. You can go to your profile just here. You can also do that up in the right, should say. So you can look at your profile. If you're following anyone, you can go and see who you're following. You can check things, do all that sort of stuff there, update your profile. This section up here, you can check your messages. So if someone has sent you a direct message on the website, So we'll talk about that. You'll see this white box will go red with a little number on it, and it'll tell you how many messages are left. Same here with the notifications. If you've posted something or someone has commented on one of your posts and they've liked it or commented, then you'll get a notification here saying that. So if I click on that, it'll show me that these notifications have, like Lisanne, liked one of the posts. And so there's others there that, you know, when they've gone onto the website. So I'll make them all as red. So yeah, so that basically is a quick summary of the lobby page. So we'll just go through the menu. So the main page, I guess for most people, is what we call live feed. And it's where you can, as a user, you can write a post, you can, you know, comment on other people's posts. So if you see a post here, you can like it, you can make a comment. And I certainly encourage people to do that. You know, if you want to ask people about different things, if you've got a question to ask, so you can do these. So on the real difference between discussions and live feed is the live feed is basically a chronological order of, you know, if people make a comment or put a post or whatever. So if I scroll down, it basically is, you know, as they've been posted, it highlights when someone else has joined, and then any post that people have done. Also, if someone posts an event, it'll appear here as well as a sort of it's like a notification sort of page. So you can schedule posts. So if you want to write a post but you don't want it to appear until next week, you can write it now, and then when you're if I click on it here, I can, you know, it's not dissimilar to most social media type things. You can put text in, you can put images in, or add attachments or videos or whatever. And if you want to notify specific people, you can. So if you want to, you know, post something and you want to go, hey, Dean, have a look at this, you can actually tag me in it. So that's what that notify people is. And the publish option allows you to schedule it for tomorrow or a different time or a custom date and time. If you press publish without scheduling it, it just appears right now. So so it'll appear directly in that list. And I'm just going to stop something on another screen. And so the other thing that happens on the live feed, you can see a list of active users who are recently logged in, and you can click on those users and go to their profile. I'll show you that in a sec. If people have put their birthdays in their profile, it will show up here. And so you can see when people have got birthdays coming up. And then you can see events that are coming up as well. So similar to the lobby page, just gives you a bit of a summary overall. Go to the next one. We've got the people page. And so this is all the members of Together Spatial who have an active, even though it doesn't cost for a membership, it's whether they are an active member. So it will tell you how many there. You can see them on the map. So if you click on one of the cluster circles, it'll zoom in and show you where those people are. It also, so it's one of the things I certainly recommend that people, if you rather than just saying that you live in this example where I've clicked into Perth, rather than just saying that you live in Perth, actually put, if you're open to it, put your actual suburb, because then your little icon will appear separate. Whereas, all these people who have put Perth, which is fine, they're all just clustered together. So it makes it a bit harder for people to find you. But what you can do on the map view is if you say search as I move, it will update the members list for the people that are currently on the screen. So if I zoom out a fraction, you'll see that this members list is now updated. So if you're in Perth, as an example, say you're flying over, you're in Sydney and you're flying to Perth for some reason, and you want to go, I wonder what other members are in Perth, you can then go to there and you can see who they are and can reach out to them if you want to. There are you can search for members, as an example. So I'll just turn this off. If I search for me, then it will show the profile here. You can search by location. So if you just want to look for people who are in Sydney, then it will show you those members there. And so you can then zoom in and have a look. So once again, if you've just put that you are just Sydney, then you just you become part of the cluster, which is fine. And so from here, once you see a person and you go, all right, I want to see what they put that person's profile. So you can click on them here. You can then go into the profile and you can send them a message, depending on, this person hasn't put a lot of information in. So I certainly encourage you to put in as much information as you're happy to share. You can share your LinkedIn profile and all those sorts of things in here. If you wanting people to find out about you, then certainly make sure you fill in your profile. But yeah, it will show you the members that we have in and around Australia and New Zealand, and we've got a couple from Papua New Guinea. If you do zoom out further, you will notice that there are a couple of members not in the region. And the reason for that is that they've reached out to me and said they're moving to Australia pretty soon. So they're looking for, connections before they move. But in the main, it's people who are either in the region or coming to the region. So you can search for people there. Like I said, you can click on, and if I go to myself, as an example, go to the profile. If I've uploaded a CV, so people can download it if they want to. But you'll see in someone's profile, if they've put tags in, and that what I mean by tags are these little sort of symbols here, and as you hover over them. So if I click on one of those tags, so if I was looking for someone who had put ArcGIS in their resume, or in their profile, I should say, and I click on it, then what it does is actually filters the member list based on, people who have got ArcGIS in their profile. So that's pretty good if you're wanting to, if you're an employer looking for someone who's got those skills, or if you're looking for some advice on a certain question, then you could use it to reach out to people who have those sorts of skills. So that's the people's page. then we'll go to the next one, which is the events page. And so the events page, as it says, it's events in the industry, and they're not just local events. So there are some in Australia, but there are some like later this year in Japan. There's the open source geo conference on. There's a couple of conferences on here in different places, but it's open for you to, as a member, if you're on a committee or your company has an event or whatever, you can post it here. So you can just press on this and go create an event, and you can publish it. So it doesn't have to be an event that I put on there personally. It's I'm certainly keeping an eye out for different events. So I'll put them on when I see them, or someone tells me about them. But by all means, if you have an event coming up that you want to let the members know about, then certainly press on that and create an event. There's 3 ways to look at the events calendar. So one is via the map, but there is a calendar view. And so you can sort of then go, all right, what's on in August? And so you can see our various points, lines, and polygon sessions here on each Tuesday. You can see GeoCart in New Zealand's happening later in the month, all those different things. So that's the calendar view, but you can also get a list view as well, which is just it just really removes the map. So you can see different things that are coming up in different locations. Once again, you can search for events by category. You can search by location, or you can just filter out just the online events as well if you're just wanting to see what webinars are going on. All right, so next is discussions. And so discussions varies slightly from the live feed. So in the live feed, you can put a post, but it's not tagged or categorized in any way. It just is put there, and people can search for them, but the discussions where we have, based on different categories. So these are the categories that we've got in there at the moment, introductions, career advice, vacancies, webinars. And so once again, you can create a new discussion. So James recently introduced himself. So he's coming from Berlin. So there was a job there that I posted. Suderman, who's at City of Sydney, he posted an introduction, and Glenn posts regularly as well. So by all means, I encourage people to post about things they find interesting in the industry. Post about if you want to tell people about a vacancy or about a tip or a trick that you found in a software that you're using or whatever. So then, and so on this page, we do have the option for people to post a vacancy. So as we've done here with this rural property valuer, so it's a sort of a GIS-centric valuer role in Dubbo in New South Wales. So people can post that under that category directly. But we do have the opportunities page, and the opportunities page brings in information from various other websites. So it does an RSS feed from Seek, from Jora, from Indeed, from Australian Tenders, from Australian Grants website. So you can sort of see here we've got 4 categories. We've got grants, So you can then, so if your organization is looking for, you know, how I can apply to get some money for, you know, some projects or whatever. If you're just interested in jobs in Australia, we've got those. If you're just looking for New Zealand, you can click on that and you'll get the, should turn them off. So if you just want New Zealand, okay, if you just want New Zealand jobs, so they're coming from Seek in New Zealand. And if you're looking for tenders, it brings in this from the Australian Tenders website. We're looking for other feeds that we can bring in as well. So if you know of a feed that has information that you'd be interested in, just let me know and I'll add that to our feed list. So that the opportunities page just brings all that stuff together. You then, if you're interested in, you just click on it and it'll take you, it'll give you the information there, but then you can then click through to the actual website that this the information came from. All right, so the next tab is called Business, and so we currently have 534 businesses listed. And so the way businesses get listed is in two ways, or three ways, I guess. If you add your profile and you say that you're working for the ABC, then what will happen is the ABC will then appear in this list. Now, when you put it through your profile or you create a business here, it has to be approved. So I will approve it. I just, you know, make sure that it's a real company, real business, so we don't get information that's incorrect. So when you put your profile in, by all means, list as many companies that you've worked for, because then the list will grow. If you have your own business and don't want to put it in your profile for whatever reason, it sort of seems a bit strange, but you can create it here. Or if you know of a company that you think would benefit of being here, you can then press on the create button and it allows you to fill in the form and create that business. The third way is by me doing it in the background. Now, if I click on one of these companies, so I'll just click on One Spatial as an example, and there's some details here. So if you're in an organization, you can put as much information in here to, you know, promote the services, promote what you do, but it also shows the people. Let me find one that actually has someone in there. There's Accenture. All right. It's been updated. No. All right. Well, if someone works for an organization, so let me go here. So here's GIS jobs. And so then if I click on people, it will show that that's where I work. So Dean Howe works at GIS jobs. So if you currently work there, it says people who work here. If it's a past job, it'll say people who worked there, worked here. So, you know, in the past tense. So by all means, add your details, expand that out. The benefit I see of this sort of page is because we're not trying to, you know, promote the companies as such. What this is here for is to help people see who's in the industry. So if for an example you were looking for a new job and you said, I want to see which organizations that are listed are in higher education. And so you're going, so you might be, in this case, you might be wanting to go do a course. So here are some of the universities, tertiary educations that have been listed. So you can go, all right, this one's near me, I might be able to do a course. If you're looking for, say you're an environmental GIS person or a spatial person, then you can then search here and go, what are the all environmental organizations? If you just wanted the ones in Australia, you can then narrow that down as well. Same as where the platform that we use for Together Spatial is a software as a service. So we don't have a lot of control over adding and removing features, but they are working on an improved location where we can actually say, because at the moment it's just country based. So we do have a couple of New Zealand companies in here. So you can filter by country. Hopefully we'll then be able to add to that where you can go, all right, show me all the companies in Sydney. So I'll come back to that sort of how do I find companies in Sydney. But then we've got on this tab, we've got the salary survey. So if you haven't filled in the salary survey, I certainly recommend and suggest that you do. I'm trying to get the results that will appear here as well. We use behind the scenes a cloud database called Airtable. And so I just need to embed that into the page here so people can actually review the results. But please complete the survey if you haven't. It's all anonymous. It doesn't, even though you log in, it doesn't actually log who fills it in. But as I was saying before, we've got this AI type search scenario. So if I was looking for, I've got a few things I've done before. If I was looking for businesses in Melbourne, I can actually just, free text and it'll go off and search for Melbourne businesses. It's not great, this AI tool, and it's being improved, but so basically, it's just looking for a keyword search, but it shows you opportunities that it's found with Melbourne in it, any posts that have got Melbourne in it, businesses, so we can see, the city of Melbourne. You can see people who are in Melbourne, and this is why I'm saying it's not very good, because there's 60 people in Victoria currently in Together Spatial, but it's only finding 5 that are in Melbourne, and there's more than that. But it's sort of a tool there that you can use when you're wanting to, search for specific words across the site. So this sort of then allows you to, find jobs and find businesses that, have irrigation in their name or title. All right, so that's all the menu items. We do have this page here called certification. We're hoping to launch the certification program soon. You won't see this button because it takes me off to the admin section. And then there's a couple of extra things up here. There's a share button, which will allow you to write it. It's just a quick shortcut. So write a post, share your location, share a trip, create an event. If if you're if you are traveling, as an example, and you can check in, I think Facebook has that check-in function. And so what happens is if I say that I'm traveling to Sydney, so if I then publish that, it'll appear on the live feed. So it appears on the live feed. But what it also does is on the people page, I will now appear to be in Sydney. And I probably should have picked a better because but I'll be in there somewhere. So I'm now there as being in Sydney. So you can do that if you're, want to let people know that you're in Sydney for the day or the week or whatever. You can check in, and then it'll update your actual location, or your broad location, I should say. Doesn't have to be your actual location. And so you can use that however you see fit, or not. But you don't have to. So that's the website in a nutshell. Does anyone have any questions on either specific things or how it works or why it works? If you do, just take yourself off mute and just throw out your question, or you can type it into the chat if you want to. See if anyone put anything in the chat. I know, that's all right. I'll stop sharing unless someone has a question about the actual screen. So if you do have any questions at any time, you can reach out to me, either send me a message on the Together Spatial website. Just either go to my profile, or you can go to the message thing and then just type in Dean, and it'll allow you to, but I would certainly recommend that if you're looking for work, or, you're trying to do a project, or just want to connect with other people in your area, then reach out. That's the whole point of it. It's to sort of connect. I say that I have these three words: connect, collaborate, and communicate with people in the region. So a lot of the things that you can do on Together Spatial, you can do on, sites like LinkedIn, but it's obviously removing a lot of the noise. You're not having to, worry about all of those other things out there if you're posting a job and getting a million inquiries from someone else overseas or whatever. But yeah, so that's what it's there for. Please use it, and it obviously will grow. Like, let people know about it. If you you can invite people to it, to the site. If you there's an invite button. Tell people about it. The more people we have, I think the greater the community will be. It's there to sort of, to help. So, any last questions before before we sign off for today? All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining. It is being recorded, so if you do need to review anything, plus also we run these the same sort of the first Thursday of each month. So you don't have to wait for that if you have a question between now and then. But also tune in for points, lines, and polygons. If you want to be a part of points, lines, and polygons, a couple of you have already put up your hand and said yes. So that would be terrific. And just let me know and we'll slot you in on one of those Tuesday slots. All right. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll chat again soon. Okay. Bye for now.
Thanks, Dean.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.